The Mulder is a clipping limiter saturator. This works great on transient material like percussion and drums to tame transients that crowd your dynamic range. This actually is two clippers in one. Using the frequency slider, you can split the Mulder to control the low end differently from the rest of the audio. There's also an extended display view for precise work. So this is a quick explanation of the Mulder. It's a little bit complicated because the labeling of the dials isn't enough to really understand how all this works. But basically the buzz is the amount of dB that the limiter saturator is affecting the signal. So when you set it to 6 dB, from 0 all the way down to 6 dB, the signal will be affected. Anything quieter than that, you won't hear any change in your audio at all. So this basically is really good for transients, for percussion when you have really loud peaks, and it kind of just clips those off. So it settles everything in the mix. And it's also good for final mixes as well. A lot of people use clippers for that. The slope is set to 0 being a tangent function, which is the most typically smooth contour, and it goes all the way to +1, which is pretty much a square signal, like a hard clipper, to neutral, and doesn't affect the signal at all. You have right here a crossover, which basically flips the Mulder into two clippers, and using the gain and this ratio knob, you can control just the low end volume wise, as well as the amount of clipping used. So if the Mulder is set at 6 dB and you type it in 2.0, that means that it will actually be clipping 12 dB instead. And if you type it in at 0.5, then it would only be 3 dB of frequencies below this. So it's a nice way to be able to control low end, because low end always affects clippers a lot differently than the higher frequencies.